Hey y'all, we're out in the garage. It's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Thursday, May 20th. And it's a smoker. It is, it's 90 degrees, 91 degrees in here. I got the fan going. I just used Cousin Mike's park box, hopped up in here, and laid down trying to set up the steering shaft. And that's what I come up with. That feels real comfortable. I know it might look a little high, but I'm a big fella. I got a big gut, right? And as we're trying to continue to lose weight. If we don't lose weight, we're just gonna put bigger seats in the go-karts, man. We're not gonna not drive the go-karts because we don't fit in, or if we don't fit into a certain size package. Oh gee, no, we'll just put bigger seats in. Whatever. Went over to Richie's and got a hub and some nuts and bolts and this ratty old steering wheel. Grabbed the steering shaft from the wall there and just took some measurements from the old steering shaft, how it was set up. It's got the European hub with a bushing in there. It was a 5/8 solid shaft, but they actually drilled it and bolted it on like the Europeans do with a tubular shaft. So we kind of set it there first, and of course we knew the steering wheel was going to be too far away. We added an inch and then clamped it down, and it needed to actually come even more, an inch closer. Still was not comfortable for me to reach the steering wheel. So I loosened this, pulled the steering wheel toward me, just snugged it up a little bit again, left it sitting there, and then of course with the face of the steering wheel here, it was getting a little high. You can see we're down about as far as we can go, short of cutting that nut in half, that little nut in half. So I figured, well, maybe we'll start tipping it. We'll start adding some angle to the steering wheel, and that right there was really, really comfortable. So yeah, I can tell that the seat is a little tighter in my upper rib area here, here and here, than it was before. But then again, maybe with the padding in, you just you don't notice. But other than that, it feels real comfortable. We messed around with some other things today too. We cut the floor pan for the feet, and just got that mocked up and sitting in there for right now. Lubed everything up and drilled and wired everything and put the pedals back on. We went ahead and drained the remote reservoir for the master cylinder because it's going to have to come off. We're going to do the gravity bleeding of this. They're actually two separate entities here, two separate systems. That's not one big master that has multiple holes in it and what have you, or different. They're two separate. You can actually run them singular, one at a time, whatever. They are split in two. So as you can see, you can actually put the braking arm on one cylinder or the other. But that's just for the tailgates for the four-wheel brake system. So we're going to replace this line that goes to the T here because it's just not long enough. You literally got to leave it like that for this to have room to swing and move when you turn the steering wheel, right? And what happens is it gets caught up in here. So Mondo Kart has all these preformed. I measured that one. We're going to add two inches to the length of this one here, and put a new line in there to free everything up a little bit. That way it won't be catching and down in here. Hoping we don't have to replace anything else, but we can replace. We'll put longer ones on everything. That way we can just anchor that T right down. They're cheap enough. They're not real expensive, these lines. So we'll look at that as we go. Waiting for our money to go from our bank account into our PayPal account. And I know I don't have to wait. I can just, with no balance, with a bank account connected to it, I can just use it. But it's like somebody getting into my underpants drawer, you know what I mean? I just, although PayPal has been pretty good to me. I got ripped off on that first welder that we bought, fake Lincoln welder website. and we gave them our bank account number, and they ripped us off. So we ended up winning our case, and PayPal gave us all of our money back. So that was cool, but I guess I could trust them. I just, I'm just a little weird about the money and the online thing. So that's where we're at. We're going to replace this line. So we're going to open the system. We went ahead and I've had somebody already ask me about this. How come it says left front, right front? This is the left front. Is if you look, the bleeder is just an Allen, right? A set screw type thing, and it's on the bottom instead of the top. So this is actually the right front side. It's got to go like, actually the other way around. So the bleeder will be up here instead of down there, and right to left, left to right. So we got to open the system up anyway. I'm not going to pop pistons out of the calipers and go full on cleaning like we did with Larry's stuff, because we didn't find what we found in Larry's cart in here. This master had a little bit of dark sediment. It's .34 brake fluid. So it had some just sitting on the bottom of this reservoir. It was just a dark black looking, and it's from heat. It's just from heat. The brake fluid gets hot and starts to cook a little bit or something, or it just sat in there for a while. So what we'll do is when we replace the line, we swap each side. We'll get this off so we can gravity feed one side at a time, and we'll just run a bunch of new fresh fluid through, because .3, .4 is super cheap brake fluid. It's automotive fluid. So we'll run a gallon of it through if we have to, just to make sure everything's good and clean. These brakes right now still work. So see, so it's not an issue. The brakes worked fine. Just while we're here, we're going to clean it up a bit, So once we get past getting our pittman arm made, tie rod ends, or rods made, we may end up doing like we had done in the past. These did, I don't know if you noticed before, but the tie rods had a little spacer. You see, and they got a spacer on them that spaced the rod down from here and went and connected to a very long pittman arm here. But we want to bring the tie rods up close, so the steering is real slow, a lot of movement in the wheel, and almost no work being done out here. Because the car feels very squirrely to me. You hit bumps, Grattan's rough. You hit bumps at Grattan, and the steering wheel moves, and the car starts getting squirrely. It gets unnatural. I like the very slow steering, so I'm going to change it. What we've done in the past, when we move the tie rods right up close here, it'll end up being a high tie rod that's going to beat the back of your legs up. What we did is we took the tie rod and we bent it. We put a bend in it. You don't have the adjustment of undoing the nuts and then turning the tie rod itself to set your toe. You're just going to have to undo one end of it, and just adjust one end. But it'll put the tie rods down low, and you won't have to wear any padding. You won't have to worry about getting black and blue on the back of your legs when you race at a rough track like a Grattan. So we've done it before. I've run them like that. We put them on Richie's car too. A tie rod with a kink to it is nothing new. I mean, shifter guys have bends in their shift linkage. They run them like that forever without any issues. So it's not a problem. So that's what we're doing. We got things set up. We know what we need to do here. We'll probably go to Metal Mart and get a piece of round stock and cut it and get things ready to go. I have an idea what I want to do here. Instead of just putting a wedge in there and then putting little wedges underneath on the front side to make up for it, I think I'd like to make it thick enough to where we're threading in from the back and drilling wire, and thread in from the front on 3 different holes and drilling wire, so we don't have to worry about those little wedgies, so to speak, right? So a hub like that one there, that literally gets through bolted on but has a flat face, make a thick enough wedge to go on top of here that we can thread in either direction, or maybe make a new one of these where this piece, this part of it is a lot, you know, thicker, wider. And then all we got to do is drill and tap in one direction and bolt the steering wheel right to it. Bing, bang, boom. Super genius. It's not a bad idea. So there you go. We were out here playing around in the 90-degree heat. I'm digging it. Hotter the better. I'm all about the free sauna action. Work those toxins and all that BS right out of you. As you see, I'm not even really sweating at all. I mean, I'm not, you know, drinking the water, piling it on, just getting ready for summer. So that's it, folks. That's all we got for you today. We'll keep plugging away on her and once we get, like I said, once we get past the steering shaft, tanks will go on, everything will just fall right in line. We'll get this car done and get it over and put it in the trailer. You know, we'll get it running, we'll bring you a little of that, and then we'll get it over in the trailer and get her locked down. A little bit of work on our 125. We're going to change the front brake pads. We're getting off those red aggressive pads back to the blue power pads in the front, and we got to make our little water tank, right, to sample our water temperature in with the fittings, right? Water in, water out. We'll weld some caps on the top and bottom with our new fancy welder, and then obviously we'll drill and tap for our mechanical water temp as well, and that'll go right on the back of the motor, right above the exhaust, and we should be able to look right over and see it. So, that's all we've got to do to the 125. We're going to put new front tires on it. So when we take it to Nelson to run it, we'll be over there running her in anger, trying to cut hot laps. You know, even if we're there racing on our own by ourselves, we'll push it and see what we got. You know, but other than that, that's what we got for May. A couple of weeks to a month, and we'll be off to Mid-Ohio, dropping off carts for sale and hanging out, seeing some friends. That's it for today, guys. God bless, Godspeed. Hang in there. We are praying for you.